Hello, everybody. This is going to be a brief introduction to Scratch, how to get onto the site, how to log in or join, how to start a project, how to share a project, how to post a project into a studio, and how to remix a project. So let's get started by going to the site, scratch.mit.edu, and you can click on the green button below, which will take you straight to that site. The first thing that you're going to see is you're going to see up on the top right, you're going to see something that says join Scratch, or you're going to see it saying sign in. So if you've already got a Scratch account, then you're going to go ahead and sign in. And if you do not have an account, you're going to get your parent and you're going to click on the join Scratch, because when you click on join Scratch, you're going to have to give some information, including a confirmation email. And your parent is going to have to approve of you joining Scratch, and they're going to have to put in their email in order to confirm your account, so you'll be able to share things. So if you haven't got an account yet, stop right now, go get your parent, and then come back. It'll just take a couple minutes to join Scratch. There's also the home page over on the top left, and then there are some other buttons that we are going to take a look at once we go in. If this is your first time to Scratch, there is a video over on the top right corner, and I would watch the video. You can also go down and look at About Scratch for parents or for educators if there is a teacher in your household, and that will give you some more general information about Scratch. Well, let's go ahead and sign in. So I went and clicked on sign in, and you'll notice that my username and password showed up right away. And that's because I'm logged into the Chrome browser and I save my passwords on the Chrome browser. If you need information about that, ask your teacher or ask your parent. So I'm going to go ahead and click sign in. And that brings me to my own Scratch page. So you can see that my name is Trekker999, and I've got 10 messages waiting for me. Now, if you send a message to your teacher while you're in Scratch, that message stays in Scratch, and the teacher won't get it until they open up their Scratch account. If you want to get in touch with your teacher right away, send them a regular email through your school email account. So, we've gotten into Scratch, and we've got a couple of choices now. We can go down and we can take a look at some of the projects that are already in Scratch. There are featured projects, and you might want to take a look at some and see how they work. So feel free to do that later. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go up to Create, and we're going to create a program. Now, it's possible to go to Create without logging in, but if you do that, you will never be able to save your work. So you always want to make sure that you are logged in so that your work is shared. So you're going to make a program. I've got my little cat sprite, and I'm going to just tell the cat sprite to move. I want the cat sprite to move when the green flag is clicked. So I'm going to go ahead and create my very first program here. I can test it out by clicking on the program, and you can see that the cat moves 10 steps every time I click this. So I'm pretty happy with my program. And now what I'd like to do is get it saved. Right now it's called Untitled 3. So I'm going to change the name to Cat Move. And you're going to use whatever naming convention your teacher tells you to use, because the next thing that you're going to do after you share this is you're going to put it into your teacher's studio. Now, notice up here there is a button that says Share next to where I put the title in. And that button will not be there until your parent confirms your email address. So if you don't have a share button there, now you need to go back and talk to your parent and tell them to look in their email and to confirm your email address. But once you've got this share button, you can go ahead and click it. And what that does is shares the project so that everybody who's logged into Scratch can now see your project, they can comment on it, and they can remix it. Well, that's exciting. What I'm going to do now is go down to the button that says Add to Studio. And you're going to be posting to your class's studio, and you're going to need to get the information about your studio and ask to be able to post to it from your teacher. Your teacher will make you a curator, or your teacher might tell you that that you can anybody can post into your studio, and in that case, you will just go ahead and find the studio and post to it. But you do need to know the name of the studio. So I'm going to add this to one of my studios. This is showing me all the studios that I own or that I can post in. And so I'll go ahead and click on my GT Idol studio, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. So now the studio is in there, other people in the class and the teacher can see my work, and then I may be done. But the other thing you might want to do at some point is remix somebody else's program. So you can go to Explore, or you can look in a studio that you already belong to, and you can find a program that you would like to remix, maybe something that looks interesting to you. So I'm going to take a look, and here's an April Fool's Day game. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now, before I remix something, the first thing I want to do is make sure that this is a program that's more or less at my level. So I'm going to click See Inside, and I'm going to take a look at the programming, and I'm going to ask myself the question, do I understand what is going on in this program? And if it looks like it's more or less at my level, I'll go ahead and do a remix, and all I need to do is press remix. Now, in real life, I'm going to try the program first, but we're not going to take the time to do that right now. So when I click remix, the project is now saved in my space. It's now it's my program, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some changes to it, and then I'm going to repost it. And when I do that, I'm going to make sure that I give credit to the person who made the original program before I post it. And I'm also going to make sure that I give instructions. And so you notice I went to the project page. I'm going to give thanks, just like this person gave thanks. This is the original person who did the project, and I'm going to thank them, and then I'm going to put instructions here, and I'm going to put notes, and then people can see my remix. Remember, you never want to post a remix unless you have changed it, and not just a little bit. I'm not just going to change the eye color or something like that. I need to make a major change in the program in order to be able to call it my remix. So that's what you're going to do with Scratch. You are going to want to save your program. Scratch saves sometimes, but you are going to want to save frequently, especially if you make a new sprite or something, so that you don't lose it just in case of an internet connection being lost. Okay, and that is the end for now.